Yes. Hello. Oh, hello,
Yeah.
everybody. Oh my. Oh, it's a Tuesday. No, normally we're doing this on a Monday, but it is a
Right.
Tuesday now. And I'm joined, of course. Oh, by the way, it's me, Ross Matthews. Hi, everybody. I am joined
Hi.
by my two co-hosts and besties, Nicole Boyer and Mr.
Bonjour.
Malone. Hello.
Hello.
That's terrifying.
Where did
We're
you? Yeah.
coast to coast.
Yeah,
We
we
are coast to
are.
coast. I'm in my apartment here in New York. I'm wrapped in a pashmina because it's been so cold. And I have
Oh,
long
what's the temp?
underwear on.
Oh, oh.
It's
You
Are
not
have
they
like the
long.
temperature.
bugging?
It's the feels like temperature. You don't have to deal with that in La Quinta, Palm Springs, where Nikki is, or Burbank, where Malone is. So today it was like 20 something, but the winds made the feels like temperature to
Okay.
feel like, the movie Frozen.
Hmm.
Let it
It
go.
felt like today was made by Elsa, just with her hand. And that's how today was made. It was so cool. We are live coast to coast. How are
Hmm.
you guys?
We're
Hi.
so
God,
good.
thank you for asking. I'm great, Nikki.
Good.
I'm great too. I am curious though about the long underwear situation. Do your balls
Yeah.
get sweaty halfway through
Oh,
the
they're
day?
awful.
hmm it's not good. It's no. Have you ever
Yeah.
worn tights, Nicole?
Yeah, I lived
Wear
my,
tights with
yeah.
a, yeah, and
Yes.
a dress, right? So imagine if you were like smuggling things up there. You know what I mean? Like you were
Ugh.
smuggling, the price of eggs these days. So you were smuggling some eggs up in
Got it.
your crottal region, and you couldn't break them. Well,
Right.
that's what it's like
Got
being
it.
a gentleman
Okay.
wearing a long underwear.
Thank
Malone,
you.
do you concur?
I concur. It's the
Mhm.
crotchal region that's really annoying in those long underwear.
Okay.
The
It's
gro
really annoying.
I call it the Gulf of my crotch. Okay, so here's the deal. We missed last week because I
Mm.
just messed up and I had to get away from the cold. So we went to Florida. We went away. We went to the warmth. Nicole Malone, I have to tell you. Now, listen, I'm grateful for my life. I live a great life. I relocated to New York for my husband, my work, and everything like that. I love it. I wouldn't change a thing. It's so cold.
Right.
And I'm never outside. The only time I'm outside is when I huff and puff to work, and I
Walking.
walk.
Yeah, you walk,
I
which is
do. It's great.
intense.
15, 20 minutes or so, which is like nothing when it's not, feels like frozen. Okay.
Right.
Hmm.
And so when I went to Florida, I realized I haven't like breathed fresh air in forever. I haven't sat
Oh, see.
outside.
Hmm.
You know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I run to my car, I run into the
Yeah.
grocery store, I run back in the house. It's like,
Hard living.
it is
Hard
hard. I
living.
definitely feel like Pa Ingalls did
Oh God.
on the prairie. If you
Back to
watched
the
our
prairie.
last show,
Oh,
Anyway, we have so much to get to.
Wait,
I
This
you just
week.
skipped
know.
over Florida. I have questions.
Oh, continue. Is your
Okay.
dog
What?
pooping behind you or stretching
Oh,
behind you,
Oh
Malone?
Bobby.
no, he's limping.
He's
He's
limping.
16. Look, come on, it's
Oh,
okay. It's
look at him.
arthritis. Come on,
That's
Steve. It's
Steve.
Steve.
okay. He's got
Malone's
arthritis and
dog, Steve. My dog, Audrey, who's 12, is behind me now. She doesn't have arthritis yet, but
is that her right there? What's that little poop thing
you
on
can't see.
the
That'd be
on the
a decorative throw pillow
it looks like doesn't
behind
that
me
look like
with
a
it
poop or a Hershey's
It's a
kiss?
little
See that? It's like
turd.
a pillow or something. Wait, I do have questions about Florida quickly.
Yes,
Did you
please.
stay on the beach?
For part of it, we stayed a hotel for 2 nights, Airbnb for 4 or 5 nights, and then a hotel for the last night.
So
And
nice.
it was so great,
You know,
so
you sent
great.
me videos of you riding your bike and in the pool and the sun was on your face. And to me, that's where I still see you because I still feel like you live in Palm Springs down the street, but I forget you're in the tundra. So I'm so proud of you
Mhm.
for getting some vitamin D.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was great. I
Did you
gotta tell you.
venture out of where you were?
Oh,
Like, did you go out
everywhere.
into the
Oh,
Florida Everglades, or did you see any alligators, crocodiles?
no, but I did go to, so we were staying in Miami, Fort Lauderdale, and then we drove up to, I wanted to see Palm Beach because I just was like, what is that? And
Did you
that's where
drive by Mar-a-Lardo?
How do you say it?
Mar-a-Lago. We
Marla.
drove,
I almost
Yeah.
said Mar-a-Lardo, but go on.
we drove not far from Mar-a-Lardo. No, Lago. Don't get it in my head wrong. Mar-a-Lago.
I like
And
Lardo.
so we went and I'm telling you now, listen, I'm just about in. I have to tell you, it was so beautiful there. And I was like, I kind of get why all these people live here. This is great. And I had lunch, and guess who I was sitting next to at lunch, across from?
Ooh.
Melania Trump.
Sean Hannity. So basically, yes. From Fox News, and
God.
I was like, "Oh my God!" I'm like, hey, I'm in here. I'm look where I am, and it was interesting. It was very interesting, but so beautiful. It really was beautiful. Oh God! Oh, I had to tell you, I made notes. So you know how I love businesses that have great names. Like sometimes I'll go to a restaurant with a great name, even though it's terrible, but just because I'm like, I got to
Right.
support that.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Like how I've always wanted to create a store that sold hair pieces for balding men
Hmm.
called Small Price to Pay. It's good. It's good.
Terrible.
I wrote a jingle.
Awful.
This was not when I was 20 something. I wrote a jingle.
How's it go?
Need a little here, need a little there. Look a little bare, need a little hair. Small price to pay. Hey.
And I
So,
am gay.
okay. So I wanted to tell you, we of course we did antiquing because we're homosexuals. By the way, we are getting your
Wait,
calls and
what?
everything, but so
Wait,
yes.
and antiquing down in Florida?
Yeah,
Yeah.
interesting.
We did buy one thing, antiquing and thrift storing, and we bought one thing. It was $5, and I had
Oh,
to fit
okay.
it in my suitcase, and
Got
it was
it.
a little vase. It's right over
Did you
there,
just
a
put it in your
vase.
long underwear when you got back?
Yes, I
Okay,
did.
good. What is
Mhm.
it? Can you
But
show it?
Mhm.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
right here. It's nothing
It's not.
cute. It's like
Well, it's not.
it's like,
If it's nothing
but
cute,
it's
then why'd
five
you buy
dollars.
it?
Because it's kind of cute. It's like kind of. It's made out of. It's.
No, I'm sorry.
No,
You
mm-mm.
should have left that in
That
Mar-a-Lardo or
is
wherever you were.
ugly.
No,
I don't
that's
know
Can I
almost
what
see
as
it one more
that is.
bad.
time? Can you show
No.
it one more?
No.
Why?
It's going to
I
be
didn't
cute
get a
where we
real
put it
good.
in the house. It's going to be cute. It's not going to be in this apartment. It's going to be in our house upstate. Don't worry about me. Don't worry about me. But as we're antiquing, so we see
Nikki.
there's a store that sells, are you ready for this? I have to
Yeah.
get my glasses. There's a store that sells vintage lighting. And it's called, any guesses?
Um.
Um,
Oh,
something to do with light. The past.
past
Well,
light.
Past light.
it's called, it's
Past
called,
light's cute.
Good,
it's
Malone.
called close. Shades of the Past.
Oh,
We were in the ballpark.
we were.
Yeah.
I actually like
Shades
past
of.
light
I
better.
like past light.
How about this? How about
What? Tell us.
a vintage store, a
Okay.
vintage store selling, vintage art,
Uh-huh.
maybe $5 vases that you hate or something. Vintage store. The name of it, there were a ton of them, but this one I wrote down because it was called, ready? So the idea of a vintage store is buying something that's old, right? And
Okay.
it's,
Mhm.
okay. The vintage store was called Worth Repeating. Worth
Oh, worth
Repeating.
repeating.
Okay. I like $5 vases that you hate.
And
I'd go in that
continue.
store.
Okay, and then there was a dentist, what you call it, the cosmetic dentistry
Okay.
business.
Oh.
And I was driving by, I actually took a picture of the sign, and I thought, now if I ever owned a dentistry, this is what I would call it. What do you think? This was in Fort Lauderdale, they called my future cosmetic dentistry business. I do have an immaculate mouth, you know that, but it is not
That
in the
is that a
name. It
hint?
is.
Does
It
it
is
have the word
not.
immaculate?
No.
Yeah, I have an immaculate mouth because my dentist told me that my mouth was immaculate, and I have
Right.
bragged about that for years.
100.
Hmm.
I'm trying to
Well,
think. Would be a.
because you were born the year I started.
I would say like
Oh
denture adventure.
Oh, that's
God, that's
cute.
good.
Denture Venture is really good.
Denture Adventure is great. Is that where you went for yours?
Me? Oh,
Uh,
yeah, Nikki. No, she
no,
has implants. I'm the one with the denture.
we'll get to that. The
I
name of
only have
it was
one. It's back here. I do. These are all my teeth. I just want to clear that up. What was the name of the store, Ross?
the name was Beauty and the Teeth.
Beauty and the teeth.
Can you
Okay.
even
I
imagine
kind of
Beauty?
No,
hate
that
it
I
so
don't
much
like.
that I liked it.
That's
Right,
right.
Malone?
I'm with Nikki on this
We're
one.
kind of like Dale Bale. I hated it
Yeah.
at first, and then like I was like, I'm in.
Dale
Beauty
Bells.
and the
Speaking of, we
teeth.
do have Dale Bells who are going to come
Yes.
in. But quickly, before we're going to talk about how we're shaking up the show a little bit. And no, not just by skipping a week and then doing it on Tuesday instead of Monday, something more than that. But we talked about teeth and dentures and
Yes.
Malone.
Yes.
You've had, now, Malone had a dental issue, right?
Yeah.
And then you have recently had something installed that harkens back to my pageant days when I used to perform in pageants. Is it
Wait,
true
what?
you have a is it true? Don't ask questions, just go with it.
Okay.
Is it true, Malone, that you have a flipper?
It is true, Ross Matthews. I have a flipper.
No,
And
it's not technically a flipper because a flipper is something that if you're too young to have grown-up teeth, you just put them over your grown-up teeth, so you're like
Oh,
long. That's a real flipper in the pageant world.
yeah.
It's fake
Okay.
teeth you
Oh, I
put
didn't know
over
that.
your baby teeth. Yeah. Um,
Wow.
but
So
what do
what
you
is
have going on?
all right. So okay, so I'm 60, I'm turning 63. And at, my age, you got to be careful about what you eat. So on New Year's Eve, I was like eating some Tex-Mex Southwestern nut mix and cracked my tooth, cracked my
Oh no.
tooth, which it was a tooth next to one I had cracked before, so I had an empty spot. Anyway,
Yeah.
my tooth and the dentist was like, "Do you want dentures?" They give you options: dentures, implants, or like
Mm-mm.
a crown, right? So I'm like, "Oh my God, I want dentures." I mean, I've always wanted to say like, "I wear dentures."
Right. Denture
Okay.
Adventure. This is your
The
story.
denture venture.
Yeah.
So you
So,
go to Denture Adventure and they say,
well, they had to pull the tooth, right?
of
And then
course.
denture venture, they fitted me with the flipper, the denture back here. You want me to show it to
And
you?
Can you take it out?
can you take
Yeah.
it
Oh,
out?
really?
Do you
Take it out.
really want? Do you
Yeah,
want? You
absolutely.
really want me to
I
take it
would
out?
take it.
100. Yes.
I do take
Okay.
it. Like
So
I would
this
play
is
with it
your
with my
future.
tongue all the time. I'd be like in, out, in,
Uh-huh.
out, in,
Uh-huh.
out. It'd be like a
Oh my
little
God,
elevator back there.
my tongue is always going to it. But I have to say, they really fitted it nicely. Like I
Okay,
went into
good.
the lab and they bent it and heated it up and like really fit it to me. It was really nice.
Wow. Wow.
So it doesn't. It's weird, and my tongue does go to it. It's just so weird to have fake teeth, like fake. Okay,
Less
look.
talking, more denture taken out and go.
Go.
Okay, so see.
Yep.
All right.
Looks great.
I want to get real close. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
Ready?
Okay.
You see
Oh my
that
God.
there?
Oh my God. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Did I get a drum roll or something?
I don't, what am I? Come on, man. Thank you.
Wow.
Ow.
Take it out.
Ow. Oh.
Wait, what am I looking
Oh
at? Oh
my
my
gosh.
God.
Isn't that fascinating? Look, see, it hooks onto the molar and it hooks onto this tooth.
So how often do you put that
Nice.
Oh
in?
Isn't that
yeah.
great? See
That
the
looks
space?
good.
I would never put it in. It's
Why?
back there. If it's
What?
a front tooth, I put it in all the time. I'd never put it in back
Many
there.
people told me that, like, you don't really need it. Look,
I'm
see?
glad you got
But
it. No,
like,
you can see the
thank
gate.
you,
You can see
Nikki.
it. And
No,
it
no
also
one's looking. That's like being a newscaster and wearing pants. No one notices anything. You don't
I
have
notice
to.
it though. If I notice it, and it's like cosmetic surgery, you know how they're always saying, well, just do it. You got to do what makes you feel good.
yeah.
Like it's a
Yeah,
personal
but
thing.
no one's doing the back of their neck,
I
right? They're
support it.
doing their face so everyone can see it. Like, oh, I got plastic surgery on the back of my armpit. Who
Look at
cares? No one's
that.
looking.
Well,
That's in the
ask
back
the
of your
group.
mouth.
What are they saying? What about the
I'll
chat room?
tell you, they
Look,
are saying that I should have done my Nikki B vomit noise when you took your tooth out, but oddly I felt very adventurous with your denturous.
look. This is like what do you call it? Like an educational thing.
And
Like this is what you have to look forward to in
yes,
your older age.
it's true. It is true. You start to
And I'm
lose those teeth
no
back
shame.
there. No shit.
No
No, not at
shame.
all. So
No.
I love your dentures or your
Thank
dentures.
you.
Yeah, they're
Yeah,
dentures.
dentures.
Congratulations. No, it makes me smile that you have so many teeth now. I just think that's wonderful. I am worried that food's going to get stuck under it. So you better clean that every day. You better take that
I
out at night.
yes, I can't sleep in it.
It's okay.
So I
Power
have to
wash that mouth, okay?
Rebecca
it,
says in the
yeah.
chat on YouTube says Molar Malone should be your new name.
Oh
Oh my
my
God.
God. Now I
Anyway,
would
I'm
give
enjoying
that
it.
a lot of applause, but I'm not going to do that. I am not going to do that because I have an announcement. I'm not using sound effects anymore.
Why?
What?
I I'm not using sound effects anymore.
Wow.
I have a proclamation to make. No more sound effects.
I know that's right.
And I'll tell you why, okay? I received a voicemail.
It's
I
loud.
received a voicemail. What?
It's loud.
I received a voicemail from oh my God. Can you
That's
get that?
jarring. That's what that one
The
that
number is 360-399-6289. And anyone can call and leave us a voicemail, just like I believe Lynn did.
Hey guys, this is Lynn Fisher. I love your show.
Oh,
However,
however.
too many of the sound effects interrupt with what you guys are saying. Maybe slower on your edit or something, or maybe tone them down a teeny tiny bit. But it is an incredible concept, killer show. Love what you're doing, but we don't get enough of you guys because the sound effects seem to cut out just the way it's edited in. But love
Huh.
what you're doing. Killer, killer.
God
Take
love
care.
you.
God bless.
Oh,
You know,
I like
I got to
her.
tell you,
you.
oh my God, but it's so hard for me not to click on the clap sound effect. You know what I mean? The
Oh,
applause. But can we
but
be quiet for a second just so we can hear the applause and Lynn can know how much we like?
yes.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, shh, not shh. Okay, I'm back.
I
I
have
have
to
to say,
say, how
mhm.
lovely was that? Like, if I ever am going to get criticism, I want
Ding,
that
ding, ding.
person to give it
Yes.
to me.
Hmm.
Beautiful, right?
Yes. Yes, Lynn, listen, I got to tell you, Lynn, I like your voice a
Right?
lot
Mm-hmm.
too. I think, and I hope I'm not overstepping here, but I do believe there may have been some nicotine in your past, Lynn. And
Yes.
you're right. And I love that kind of voice.
Sounded a little bit
Yeah.
like
Okay.
Nikki Boyer,
Yeah.
your mom.
Right?
Sound
Nikki
like
Boy.
Donna right?
Donna a
And
little
I
bit.
love that voice, Lynn. I would like to make an offer to
Mm-hmm.
Lynn to be the announcer of the show.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Lynn, and those sound effects, this is how dare you. You know, like Lynn, if
Mm-hmm,
you could do
mm-hmm.
something like that and call in again, that number's 360-399-6289. I'd also love to hear Lynn say Dale Bell.
Yep.
Also, killer. Killer's good. She kept saying killer, killer. It's a
Killer.
A
killer show.
killer show.
Killer.
It is a
Hmm.
killer show.
Oh,
Lynn, you have an offer, and I'll tell you right now, my starting bid is $0.00. That's also my ending bid.
Wonderful. No
So if you'd
money.
like that job, uh, it can be yours. God, I want to do a sound effect.
I know. Just do it
I
and we will
know.
be quiet.
What do we?
Thanks a lot, Lynn.
Okay. Oh, we're starting something new too. You know, the idea of this show, guys, was about confessions. I have a confession.
Please tell us.
Oh.
I don't know if I like the confession.
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Did you actually think about this? Like, oh, I'm going to say this confession today on the show, but I don't know if I like it.
You don't think you like the confession
Oh,
concept?
I mean, I do. I just think it's difficult for people. And I
It
think
is.
people keep secrets for a reason. So it's like if they're not going to tell their family, why are they going to call? Like, I think we're running into that. We're
Don't you
like,
think
I
we
don't
should
want
have
to
thought of
come.
this before we made a show about it?
Well, did we think about anything? If I would
No,
have thought
that's right.
about
That's
things,
right.
I
Sorry.
would have gotten different
Yeah,
co-hosts, you
you're right.
know?
Well, honestly, we had a segment on the old Straight Talk with Ross Matthews, Kiss, Kiss, and Tell, which really worked.
Yeah, so it really did work. And so I think we still keep the confessions. If people have a confession, we will absolutely. And I have some here. We have people waiting to give a confession. We have
Yes.
confessions email. We have things. I mean, Brave Lynn just called in with a confession about hating the sound effects, you know? So there's always going to be a space for that. But do you remember? So Nikki Malone and I did a podcast together for, it was either 8 or 80 years. I can never remember.
80.
Closer to 80.
Mhm.
And it was called Straight Talk. When I started that show, the whole plan of that was to give advice to people, to hang out with
Yes.
friends and give advice. So I would think we should lean into both. If you don't have a confession to give, but you have something going on, you want to call in,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
how about just open phone lines? Just call in. Come on. We're having conversations here. Do you have strong
Yes.
opinions about flippers and dentures? Then call in.
Yep. And
All
let's be
right.
honest,
Did
there's
you?
always a confession deep somewhere in someone's story. There's always a mini confession. And I
True.
love giving advice because the three of our brains work very differently.
I have a confession.
True.
That you hate the confession segment? We already said
I
that.
wasted $5 on this
Yes.
stupid face.
That
Okay.
is so
Anyway,
hideous.
so
I want to throw it.
are you ready for our very first piece of advice from a listener?
Advice?
They're
Oh, they want
they're
advice.
reaching out because they want advice. Now, Malone, this is an edition of Malone on the Street. What? Okay. Now that's probably too loud,
yeah,
right?
that's
Lynn's not going to
yeah.
like that.
Lynn is
Lynn's
good.
not going to like that.
Okay, I can adjust the volume on these two. Let me see if I can see if this is better. Hold on. Malone on the Street. Yeah,
I mean, it's a
volume
little-
better.
It's a little, yeah,
That's good.
volume's
The volume's
better.
better.
Right. Okay, so Malone, will you tell people about Buttercup?
Well, Buttercup, she's there's a lovely couple, my friends that live across the street. I've become friends with them, my neighbors, and they have a lovely little 2.5-year-old named Buttercup.
Mm-mm-mm.
And
Not her
I've
name,
just
but that's what
connected
you
with
call
her.
her.
I hang out with her. I take her to the park, and she's just the joy of my life.
Oh,
Aw.
She really is. She's so funny. She has a little Moana dress that she's running around in right now, and these big sunglasses.
You've told
Well,
me that you think she's like reincarnated because you feel like a spiritual connection with this kid more
I
so than
do.
you do a normal 2.5-year-old, which I think is really
I
interesting.
I do. I feel like she's many spirits.
Yeah.
You
well,
know?
I'll tell you right now, she's giving Lynn stiff competition to be the announcer of our show because if you remember, this
Yes.
was Buttercup.
Yes.
I'm just a wheelchair bear.
Nope, that is
That's
Malone.
Malone.
That's Malone doing
I was
it.
like, what
Here's-
happened to her
Here's
voice?
Dare Bear. This is Buttercup.
Dare Bear.
Yes, that is officially.
Cute.
So now Buttercup has a question. She needs advice from us.
She needs advice. What's the
All
question?
right. Okay. Well, here is Malone's Malone on the street with Buttercup.
Hi, Buttercup. Did you want to ask for some advice?
Nice. How about the cake?
How do you get cake?
Thank you.
Oh my God! Now that
How
is
does she get
beautiful.
cake?
Beautiful.
Oh God.
How
Well-
cute.
Buttercup, I want you to listen to Uncle Ross. Here's how you get cake. You get a job and you earn money. And you either buy the ingredients to make your own cake
Wow.
or you go to a bakery, Buttercup. You give them some of the money you earned.
Wow.
And in exchange, they'll give you cake.
This is tough love, honey.
It's tough love. It's
But you
hardcore.
only-
Look, he's very serious.
yeah.
But
Uncle
only
Ross.
if you've made enough money to also pay your bills. You don't get cake if you can't pay all
God.
your bills.
Not whimsical
Don't-
at all.
Don't get a car that's too expensive. Don't get a house outside of your means. Okay? Don't take that vacation if you can't afford it. Don't get a hot tub. If you don't, you know what I'm saying, Buttercup? You have to live within
I
your
can't
means.
believe Uncle
Work
Ross
hard.
is talking about
So
hot tubs with
hardcore.
Buttercup.
Yeah.
Work hard. Save your money. And with the extra, do things that make you happy. And if cake is one of those things, do that.
Oh, I love cake.
How
Or she
would
could-
she get?
No, but
Dare Bear.
oh God. She makes my ovaries hurt. And I don't even want kids
Aw.
anymore now after all my shit. But yeah, she makes my like, ugh. But what she could do is just not have a birthday like me. Like no one ever acknowledges my birthday. So she could just pretend it's her birthday every day. And Uncle Malone
that's interesting. That's good.
could just bring her, or she could become friends with Little Debbie because I would pay to see Little Debbie and Buttercup hang
Oh.
out together.
Hi,
Oh, that's
I'm
cute.
Buttercup. I'm Little Debbie. Oh, that's great. That's good. That's
Dare
really
Bear.
good. Get a job. All right. So,
so harsh.
we actually, why don't we? Oh my God, we got a
What?
Zoomer.
Oh, we
Okay,
do?
it's
Oh.
time to bring in Taylor from Arizona, who actually I believe does have a confession. So,
Oh.
oh my gosh, Taylor in
here we go.
Arizona. Oh, there she is. Boom, boom.
Taylor.
Hello.
Taylor from
Hello.
Arizona.
Taylor from Arizona, can you flip your phone sideways so we can
Oh,
see?
sorry. No, you're
wait,
great.
there you go.
Oh, look at your
better?
beautiful
Okay.
hair.
Oh,
You're
thank you.
wonderful.
So you are in Arizona. You know, I have a fantasy about one day living in Arizona. I picture me in Sedona with the red rocks, and or
You
I just
do?
think it's
Sedona's
so. I
beautiful.
do. I do.
Sedona's wonderful.
I go. I spend many an hour on Redfin, the real estate app, saving homes in Sedona. I've never been to Sedona. But
I would
like
support-
It.
Oh, you should go. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's very spiritual. It's very
Yes.
calming.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
I would support you living in Sedona. I'd go visit you all the time there.
Welcome to my Sedona estate.
Oh my God.
Buttercup,
Welcome
you
to
know how
my
I
vortex.
You know how I got this, Buttercup? I didn't waste my money on cake. Okay?
Poor little thing.
Taylor, I just want
Ross.
to apologize in advance.
Girl, I'm fine.
Look at Taylor.
Thank you.
Dare Bear.
Okay, so
Aw.
now, Debel, Taylor, do you have a confession for us today?
I do.
Okay, great.
Yes,
So you know
I
how
do.
this works. You do the Debel salute. You say, "My name is Taylor. I swear on whatever is sacred to you that what you're about to confess is true." We will then flush your sins, flush any guilt you may have. Okay,
Thank
and we
you.
do not
Like a
judge here.
hard poo.
Are you ready? Are you ready, to
Yes.
confess?
Good
Okay,
luck.
do the Dare Bear salute.
Dare Bear.
My name is Taylor. I solemnly swear on my human child and my 2 fur babies that what I am about to confess is the truth.
Okay, this is
Okay.
big time.
Mhm. Yes, so it's not very spicy. I apologize, but it is something that I do need to get off my chest.
Okay, go.
So Back when I was about 3 years old, um, my mother and I were doing laundry in the living room, and I got a hold of my fitted sheet. That was a nice little rainbow color at the time. And it went with this cute little zebra motif of my nursery. And I picked it up and I said, Blanky. And my mom was like, no, that's your bed sheets. And then I just kept saying blanky, blanky, blanky. And then it turned into my blanky. And now I am almost 31 years old. And I still have slept with it every single night of my life.
Aww.
Aww.
Even, around my husband when we were dating.
Oh.
Blanky's there. Her name is Colors because she was a rainbow. And she's not a
Wait.
rainbow anymore because she's really old and in horrific condition. There was a little red spot in the middle of it when I was little. I used to rub it because it brought me comfort. And that turned into a giant gaping hole. And now there's just a big hole.
Can we see colors?
Yeah.
You sure can.
Really?
Oh my
Yes, of
gosh.
course.
I'm so excited.
This is, it's kind of embarrassing because, whatever, but
Go
I
get
love
colors.
this.
We'll wait here if you want to go get colors. We'll wait right here.
Yeah.
You go get colors.
I got it.
You got colors.
No,
This is
Colors
so
is ready to
brave.
go.
Ready?
Oh God.
my.
Oh, God.
Okay.
I know.
Oh God.
So it was a little tiny red spot at one point. I'm just trying to see if there's any rainbow left. But there's not. It's just white.
I did
Now.
not. Did you guys? Hey Taylor, can we do a real life timeout? Just 1 second, and just need you just one. You just hang out right there, okay? Nikki, Malone, and I are going to just talk for 1 second, okay?
then we're
You just
gonna
stay
go-
right
stay
there.
there.
Okay,
Yes,
stay
I'm
right there.
staying.
Don't move. Don't move.
I'm
Hold
here.
it up like that, okay? And just don't pay attention to us.
Okay.
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 I have questions.
Love it. Love it.
Did you expect
No.
that rat? Rat-a-tat-tat.
No, but part of it is endearing and part of it's a little horrifying. And I'm curious to know if when she met her husband and they had sexual relations, if that blanket was.
Does the color need to go away?
Like, did that
We're gonna
happen?
ask her that
because of,
question.
like,
I have so many
Here,
questions.
My next question is: should we have her burn it live on the show?
No,
Ross?
because their house could catch fire.
No,
Matthews.
no,
No.
shouldn't do
No,
that.
no, that could be.
no.
It could throw her into a psychological
That's
meltdown.
That's why I asked you apart from Taylor. Let's bring Taylor back
Okay.
in.
Yeah,
Taylor?
I like her though. I like
Yes,
Taylor.
hello?
I love that she's
Hi.
acting like she didn't hear us.
She came in.
Still,
I love her so much.
I do too.
Can
so
we all have
Malone
a
and
moment?
Malone and Nikki think you should burn it.
No,
that
that is
Ross.
not.
No, we don't, Taylor.
Oh, my goodness.
I think it's sweet that you've held on to that since your childhood, and I understand it.
It is sweet.
Oh, thank
I
you
had
for-
my mom's negligee. I called it my nightie, and I
remember.
used to bring it with me to preschool.
Okay,
and
that's
I eventually they cut me off from my nightie, and I'm just
I am
for
aware of
you,
that, yes.
Taylor. I'm thinking
Thank you.
it's something, and I really mean this. I think it is so sweet and so cute and beautiful that you've had it. Now, I will tell you this: colors is disgusting, and and very worn. And I'm wondering if it might be beneficial to you to maybe get like a frame or something
Yes.
and hang colors in your room.
No.
So listen, Nikki, I'm not done. So then she's preserved for all time. Because what I'm worried
didn't know
is
colors
gonna
is a she.
happen, whatever.
It is.
What
She is a
I'm-
she. Thank you.
Okay.
What I'm worried
As
about.
a gender.
I'm sorry. I should have asked colors her pronouns. I apologize, and I should have done that. And I know better. So
It's a they.
I'm worried that she's going to disintegrate further for you. And
yes, it is
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
I love that idea. I would be open to cutting off a portion of her and framing it. You think I should just frame the whole thing? You think I should get like a 7-foot frame and just frame the whole thing with the big hole in the middle?
What do they call those frames that are thick that hold things?
Shadow box.
A shadow box.
Thank you.
Wait,
Yeah.
hold on a second. You guys are missing the point here. She doesn't want it on a wall. She wants it close to her.
Yeah,
That's the
true.
purpose,
Yeah.
right?
Very
So-
But
comforting.
Nikki,
there-
look what she's
what?
done to pour colors by keeping it close to her.
I'm saying.
Okay, she has smothered colors.
Colors is just a skeleton. Like, I have a question, Taylor.
Yes.
Did you do you have kids?
I have a 2-year-old.
Okay. Did the colors help in any way bring that child into the world?
You know,
Great question.
probably not.
Oh, okay.
Does your child like colors?
He's aware that he's not allowed to touch her. Every time he sees her, he
Oh.
says no.
Oh, no colors.
Listen, can I
No.
tell you something?
Colors.
I would say the same thing if I saw colors. I'd say,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think most
You don't
people
want to
would. I
meet.
think my husband was a little creeped out by it for a while until I made it clear that she wasn't going anywhere.
I
I
think
think your boundaries are good. I think you keep her around. My suggestion would be to get like a little pillowcase or a little stuff her into something that's
Okay.
Oh,
smaller and
okay.
compact so you can have her near you and that she doesn't look like the ghost of Christmas past, maybe. I don't know, right? Like just,
Wow.
but I get it. You want it near you. I totally get it.
Yeah.
I don't
Mhm.
even have anything like that, but I get it. Like you need it near
Yeah.
you.
I think it's
Security.
precious. I think you should preserve her as
Okay.
long as you can. And judging by the looks of her, that is a good 30 to 45 seconds more. So don't handle her. Put her in your mind, put her in the
Mhm.
Smithsonian. And when they do that, they preserve it. It's
Hmm.
away from the public. Shouldn't be touched. Shouldn't be, and then you every once in a while, she is yours. You bring her out, you touch her. But
Okay.
I feel like we want to respect colors.
Yes,
Yes.
very
Yes.
But
much.
we don't need a crutch anymore. Okay, we're grown.
Yeah.
And so I think it's good to keep her, but preserve her.
Okay.
That's
That's what
pretty
I
Thank you
good.
so
think.
much.
I
Is
agree.
that
Yeah.
how do you feel after? I mean, we weren't, I don't think we were judging. I think maybe Ross a little bit. Do
You're the
you
one who wanted to burn it.
uh, no, do you feel like you got what you
Ooh.
needed from coming on and being a Dale Bell?
Yes, I do.
Oh, good.
This isn't public information for most people in my life, and now it's, public information for
I love
lots
you
more
for that.
people.
Yeah.
I
So
love you.
Well, listen,
Congratulations.
I'm
here's
not
the
like
deal.
ashamed of it. Well, I guess I don't
Good.
know, maybe I am. But
Taylor, here's the deal. Any shame that you feel, we're going to flush right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
thank
So it
you.
is time to Dare Bear salutes up. Okay. And we flush shame here. We do not judge you. We let it go. And just hold this as I search for the flush sound
Oh yeah,
effect.
for that.
Okay. And
Thank you, Taylor.
Thank you, Taylor.
Dare
Thank you
Bear.
guys. I love
Just a
Thank
you.
wheelchair bear.
Thank you, colors.
bye, colors.
Colors.
I think colors should be the new co-host.
I think we handled that great.
Well, I don't. Wow.
I mean, the burning it. I think
Oh,
maybe
you
we
shouldn't have
should.
said it.
Yeah, it's
Nikki,
harsh.
do we have an email? Do we have any emails?
Yeah, yeah.
Because people can email us the how dare you show at gmail.com.
Hi, Ross, Nikki, and Malone. First of all, this is from Mia. I've missed you so much, and I'm thrilled to get to see you every week again, except when Ross goes to Florida and abandons us so he can frolic around on a bicycle.
Uh-huh.
That's not in the email.
On a
Understood.
bicycle.
Here's my confession. This was probably 7 or 8 years ago when I was dating my ex. He had cheated on me before, and I was young and dumb and stayed with him. He gave me his passwords to his social media so that I could trust him again. Well, no shocker, I found out that he was cheating on me again via his Facebook messages. So slick, buddy.
Yeah.
And get this, he was sexting his son's preschool teacher.
We've all done that.
Oh, wow. Mia says, I've had it at this point because this was actually not the first time. I messaged the preschool teacher pretending to be the boyfriend on his account, and I got
Smart.
proof that they actually were sexting. And at this point, think about it. She's sexting me, the mother of his child, who she is teaching. Very interesting. She says, I was so hurt. I then brought it to the school, and the teacher was fired.
Of course. Of course.
The school then told
Wow.
my ex that he was no longer welcome on their property. My ex ended up missing his son's Christmas concert that year and then had to have his family pick up his son for the remainder of the school year because he wasn't allowed on the premises.
Good.
I do feel a little bad about the situation, but hell hath no fury like a woman scorned.
Yeah, and a
Well,
mother scorned.
Here's the deal, right? I think it actually is comforting to share passwords and location with your partner. Like, and Wellington and I do that. I don't look, but like I could. He can look at mine. I have nothing to hide. I do. I think that's important because, I think people are there's and I know this from watching 90 Day Fiance. Nikki, you'll know this too.
Right.
there's a thing called internet cheating,
Right?
right? Remember, she always
Yeah,
talks
we've
about
heard a lot
how
about it.
Sophie says
Yeah.
that Rob was internet cheating, and it
Right.
was never like physical cheating, but it was always internet cheating, right?
Right.
And I think people in this day of modern age don't consider that cheating. At least some people don't, you know? And like, is sexting somebody, even if you know them, you're not doing anything in person, is that cheating?
I think it's a form of,
100%.
it's a form of
Yes.
cheating.
Yes.
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 Yes. And it's indicative of somebody being bored or unhappy in a relationship, right?
That's right.
Truth.
Do
But I
you,
also
Nikki,
think,
I'm
yeah.
sorry to ask, but do you and Tommy share passwords?
Yeah. I don't even think consciously, but I know all of his. He knows all of mine. And yeah, there's no secrecy. And if there was, that's the first red flag. Because if
Like,
there's secrecy about it, then there's probably shit going down in the DMs, right?
yes. And like, yes, 100%. If somebody is like taking their phone to the bathroom with them all the time too, like if we're at a
Right.
Hmm.
restaurant and I have to go to the bathroom and it's my husband and I will like purposely leave my phone there because it's like, I, I don't need to,
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
and I'll leave it
Yeah.
like, and it's not even like I'm like daring, like, look, I want him to know that I'm like, there's nothing
Right.
going on. That's important, I think, you know?
And I hope that Mia, by sending that email and kind of like making that confession and me reading it, kind of releases a little bit of the maybe whatever shame or guilt or whatever, because I probably would have done the same thing.
What does
What,
she feel
what?
guilty about? She feels guilty that she messaged the teacher,
I
like
think the
Yeah.
person
to
she
test it.
said, messaging the teacher. I don't think she necessarily, I'm speaking for her as if like we're best friends now, but
Sure.
not about the woman getting fired because I mean, that's just inappropriate. You shouldn't cross those lines at school, professional. I
Totally
think
inappropriate.
feeling bad that the husband that or the boyfriend wasn't allowed on the school premises and couldn't come see the
Oh, for
kids.
her kid. You have to be pretty stupid though to do anything online or text message, anything like that. Like that's just anything that goes out there is not to be trusted. Like that's just common sense, right?
Right. If you're gonna cheat, just be really smart about it.
That's
That's the
right.
point.
Just go
And you
book a
know what?
massage.
I bet you these people are young. I think these are mistakes you make in your 20s and 30s. I don't think these are mistakes you make when you're older,
True.
when you
Okay.
approach these things as a grown up, and that's like kind of that's the main difference. Either you don't cheat when you're older or you cheat way better.
Yeah, but what do you do? Like, I can't imagine myself in a relationship and then him going in the bathroom with his phone. Like, what would I do? Like, what would I
Man,
say?
right?
Like,
Right?
why are you on your phone? Then I just look crazy
And then
jealous.
you're insane and like,
Then
you know
I'm
what I mean?
insane. Yeah, it's weird. It's terrible. You just
It's
gotta
Oh,
a
that's
trust.
exhausting.
it's the weirdest part about relationships. You're literally like handing over your trust, your everything to somebody and saying like, take care of me. Take care
See,
of
I'd be
me.
terrified. Maybe that's why I'm single.
Well,
I'm
can I
terrified
tell
of that.
you, in the comment section, Dia Miller just said, well, I got stuck in a bathroom stall once, so I never go in without my phone now.
Well, no,
Help,
we're talking about
Oh,
help.
long
No, I
staying on your
know.
phone for a long time.
You know what I'm saying? But like goes to
interesting.
the bathroom stall, gets stuck. How do you call for help if you don't have your phone?
Okay, now
Never
guess what
thought
I'm
of that as
doing.
an
We haven't
option.
had phones that long. I mean, I grew up in a generation no phone, so
Did you ever get stuck
we
in a
used to,
bathroom?
oh, all the time. I'd just crawl underneath the stall or say help. You manage.
You figure it out.
We'll manage.
Figure it out. Or you can always go to um spirituality, right? It's a beautiful thing, even in moments
Always
of crisis, lean into
lean into
spirituality.
your
Nikki,
spiritual gifts.
do you remember when Malone was on the street last week,
Yeah.
the week before? He met an angel human who I liked a lot just from her voice. I just
Oh
was
yeah.
like, who is that?
Hmm.
What's her name again, Malone?
Shannon. Shannon
Shannon.
Marie. Shannon
Shannon
Marie.
Oh,
Marie.
okay.
And I don't know, Shannon Marie. You just went up to her on the street. What's her story, Shannon Marie? And I'm
Well,
getting to something.
yes, on the corner right here is a salon, and she is a hairstylist at the salon. And she hangs out in between her appointments in the alley here with a glass of wine and a cigarette dangling from her mouth and
Mm.
a little cute little outfit and a
Mm-hmm.
little tongue piercing.
Oh,
She hangs out in the alley and just
I
talks on her
knew it.
phone
It's my type. That's my type.
Oh,
and
got it.
I
Got it.
like that.
rough.
Maybe because I've just spent so much time in Florida, but that's my type. I
She's
like
rough,
that.
but sweet, like really sweet too.
I picture almost, and tell me if I'm close at all, but is there at all a platform flip-flop at all? Is there a thick
Oh, it's
flip
so good.
flop.
Don't you
Yes,
talk shit about those shoes.
yes.
I
That's
love a thick flip
no, but
flop.
that's so interesting,
Oh,
Nikki. Isn't
I,
it wonderful? Because
I
that
do
she
too.
does, I think, wear those.
okay.
Today she had on. Remember the movie Mannequin and the guy that wore the glasses that were real
Hollywood.
pointy.
Yes.
Hollywood, thank you. She
Hmm.
had those kind of glasses on with like a little like jean mini skirt, I think, and dark black lips.
She's
Oh
an
God,
angel.
she's
She's not a
so
person.
I know
She's
she,
great.
you know, it was she's an angel. She is an angel. And
Hmm.
I told Malone off the phone after the episode where we played her off the show, like on the phone, I said, I want more of her. And in fact, I'd like her to be our official show. What did I say, Malone?
He wants Shannon Marie to be the official How Dare You spiritual advisor.
Because okay.
Nikki,
Wow,
that's funny alone. That's so
Right.
funny.
Because I like her. I liked her right away. And so Malone went back to her and
Yeah.
what Malone, yeah, it's time for another. If you can believe this, I'm going to turn the volume down on this because I don't want to hear from Lynn. This is another Malone on the street. And I haven't heard this yet. You just told me you went to our spiritual advisor, Shannon, and I don't
Mhm.
know what you asked her, but do you want to set this up in any way?
No, I think it's pretty self-explanatory, but like, she just rolls with it. Like, we want you to be the spiritual advisor, and she's like, okay.
Okay, well, let's listen. Here's Malone and Shannon, are hopefully soon to be official spiritual advisor.
It's Malone on the street, and I am here with our spiritual advisor, Shannon. Oh, it's so good to see you. Now, spiritual advisor Shannon, what is your spiritual advice for the dear Beth?
Don't fuck with me and get your shit together, people. You know, the gas pedal works and the brake works. Make sure you hit the right one. And then give me a bottle of wine.
Thank you, spiritual advisor Shannon. Do you think size matters?
Yeah.
That's it.
Isn't she the best?
That is just exactly. I didn't even.
Don't fuck with me is her spiritual advice.
I'm telling you right now, and I should have. I'm like Ed McMahon, Star Search. I can spot him when I
Yeah.
see him.
True.
I know things,
You do.
And okay, when you told her she was our spiritual advisor, did she accept the position or blink, or was she
This is-
deterred?
This is what I love about her. Just didn't nothing. Just okay. Like
Great,
just no
let's go.
questions. Like let's
Great.
do it.
That's our favorite kind of job
Yeah.
acceptance, right?
Mhm.
Like,
Wow.
don't even acknowledge it.
She's the
Wow.
best.
Wow. I'm really. What was the advice again? It's spiritual
Put your
advice. What was?
foot on the gas and
you
on
can-
the brake and make sure
Should
you
we?
know the
Can I listen to it
Yeah,
one
Yeah,
more
can we do
time?
yeah,
I
let's do it
just
one more time.
Yeah.
because if she's going to be my spiritual guru,
Now she's a guru.
Guru Shannon,
Oh my god, she's a shaman. Shaman Shannon.
Shaman Shannon. Okay, so let's hear Shaman Shannon just one more time, hearing the news that she's our
Right.
spiritual advisor.
It's Malone on the street, and I am here with our spiritual advisor, Shannon. Oh, it's so good to see you. Now, spiritual advisor Shannon, what is your spiritual advice for the dear Beth?
Don't fuck with me and get your shit together, people.
Yeah.
You know, the gas pedal works and the brake works. Make sure you hit the right one. And then give me a bottle of wine.
Oh, that.
Thank you, spiritual advisor
There's
Shannon.
so much
Do you
in
think
there.
size matters?
So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
It's just
Wow.
it's really phenomenal
It's
work.
just delicious. Thank you. It's
Wow.
delicious.
Like
But
an
is-
onion peeling. There was
Yes.
7 pieces of life-changing, 7 as I hold
Isn't
up
it,
8.
Nikki, Ross,
Life-changing advice.
isn't it just perfect that she doesn't ask like, what
Nope.
is this
What does that
for?
mean?
What show is this? Nothing. Just
Nothing.
like, oh, can you be
Yeah.
the spiritual advisor on a show I'm doing? Okay. Like
Yeah.
just no.
Never tell her. Never tell her. Just keep telling her that she's got a home here. Okay, but don't tell
I
her where
will,
here
but I
is.
kind of want her to come on at some point.
Okay.
It'd be funny.
Don't fuck with me. That's my favorite spiritual advice.
It's great.
Don't fuck with
Don't
me.
fuck with me.
And give me a bottle of wine.
I got a really weird email. People can go to the website, thehowdareyoushow.com. If you don't want to send an email, you can just send, there's a form there. You can fill out, type your story in there. Do you want to hear? It's weird.
If it's weird,
Of
yes.
course,
Especially after
yes.
that. After don't fuck
Does
with
a chicken have a
me.
pecker? Of course.
Okay.
How weird on a
Um,
scale of 1 to 10?
Well, you tell me.
Okay.
Comes from Jenny from Montana.
The
Okay.
block. I thought you were going to
It says, hi, Ross and Nikki and Malone. My husband and I have a birthday tradition where every year on the morning of his birthday, well, what do you think they do every morning on
Is
every
it
morning?
sexual?
I don't know. I know what it is, and I don't know if it's sexual. I don't know why they do it.
They tickle each other?
That's a
Okay.
good one.
She's
That's a good
guessing.
guess. That's a
It's,
good guess.
it's not right, but it's a good guess. Malone, do you want to lock in
Do
a guess?
they?
A guess here?
I don't know. I'm going to something sexual, but you don't know if it's sexual.
Nikki, any guesses in the live chat room? People watch a show
Oh, great.
live
I
on
was gonna guess
YouTube.
something about farting. They fart on each other. No.
Great
It's cute.
guess. Any guesses
There's
from people if you want to throw a guess in?
butter his bread, someone says. Sarah Jones says she butters his bread.
Or do
Fair,
they feed each other?
fair guess. So let me read it to you.
Okay.
My every year,
I'm
my
scared.
husband and I have a tradition where every year on the morning of his birthday, I grab the kitchen scissors and cut off his entire bush and put his pubes in a Ziploc bag.
How cute. What does she do with the Ziploc bag of pubes?
Beautiful question. She continues, that bag has collected the past 13 years of birthday pubes.
How wonderful. Wonderful memories.
The problem is, she goes on, is that we moved last year and we cannot find the birthday pube bag. We've come to accept that at some point in the future, one of our children and possibly grandchildren are going to stumble upon 13 years of birthday pubes in a bag, and I have no good explanation for
Birthday
them
pubes.
as to why we have this in the first place.
Oh.
Sorry in advance, Jenny in Montana.
I love it. I mean, I don't know if I would do that. But I just love this. I love this because it's so crazy. It's so over the top.
Just a wheelchair bear.
Just a little one. Just a will one.
I feel like we are not going to judge. We're not going to do that. I don't
love
do
it.
that. No.
Well,
But
I mean, we were a little judgy with the baby with colors. Slight.
no,
there
we
was
were
a slight.
helpful.
No, we were very
Well, there was
helpful
a
with colors.
When we said to burn it, that was slightly judgy.
That was you.
Colors should
So,
be put in a plastic bag.
Jenny, I just want to thank you, and
the pubes?
we're going to flush your guilt as we welcome in Dustin from Maryland.
Wow.
That was a good one. I like that.
The visual, like I can't get rid of it.
Plastic
It's like,
bag pubes. Birthday pubes.
happy birthday to
your pubes.
There, Bear.
We want to
My
welcome
God.
Dustin. Dustin from Maryland, who's
Dustin.
not going to be on camera, which we respect. Dustin, are you there? I can't see if you're
Very.
here, but are you here?
smart.
Hey Ross, I'm here.
Well, hello, Dustin.
Oh, hi, Dustin.
Hi, Dustin.
Hey guys, good to see everybody.
Well, it's not. We'd
Good-
like to say the
not-
same,
yeah,
but we don't.
nice to
see
hear you.
It's nice to hear you. Tell me, you're in Maryland, and you have a confession, or you need advice?
I need some advice from my three best friends here.
Oh,
Aw.
Aw. We love
Dare
you.
Bear, we're
into that.
suited up and ready to go. So, what's your story?
So, to my fellow Dale Bales, first of all, I have just always been such a big fan of Ross. I used to watch you back during Celebrity Fit Club and all the way to now. So, if that shows you how far I go
Long
back.
time fan.
That.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Dustin.
But I need some advice. 2025 has been a real kick in the pants. And on a previous podcast you guys used to do, Ross used to find the silver lining for bad things that would happen. So I'm challenging you here.
Okay.
At the top of the year, my girlfriend of 3.5 years broke up with me over religion specifically. So not something that you can necessarily work on or work out, right?
Okay.
Then I am currently working for the government. I'm not going to say specifically where, just to keep everything nice and safe. And
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you're aware, Trump's come in and really cleaned house, and I'm potentially one of those people that's on the chopping blocks. So, bad things can sometimes come in threes. So I'm just really hoping that a third doesn't pop up. But when life is really beating you down like this, I would just
Yeah.
like some advice on what you do, how you try and turn the corner, how you try and keep things positive.
Mm.
Well,
That's good.
listen, I want to thank you for your question, and this is like a
Mhm.
real one. I mean, you didn't call us something silly like, pubes in a bag. Um, do you have a shaman in your life? No, let's be serious here. Okay, for starters, the breakup. Let's start there, okay? I'm sorry you went through a breakup. Breakups are the worst and they hurt so bad, but they do lead somewhere. If you have an issue that is so, and feel free to disagree with me, Nikki and Malone, but if you guys have an issue as serious as religion, that's something that's sort of ingrained in who you are, I think it's better to know sooner than later that something's not going to be long term. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you didn't learn from each other, that 3 years that you had together or however long it was, you're going to take things from that experience, but I promise you there's going to be more people. You will reference what you learned from that relationship and you will know with your picker what you need to know going forward. So I hate to be Pollyanna about that, but I really mean that. Okay.
Okay.
All
Mm.
right. So just know that that's part of your
Beautiful.
journey,
Yes.
and it wasn't for
Mhm.
naught. You didn't waste time together. You learned a lot that you will apply going forward. I promise. Okay.
Thank you for saying that. A lot of people have just said, like, it's better moving forward than what you had behind. And for me, that disrespected what I had behind a little bit. So I appreciate
Yeah.
hearing that.
Yeah,
Oh, I think that's beautiful,
it
Dustin.
is
That's true. I,
beautiful.
I I'm so grateful, for to my exes because I learned a lot. And by the way, I wasn't the best grown-up version of myself then either, and so I think you learn. That's the whole point of life, right?
Yeah.
And as one of your
Absolutely.
exes, Ross, I do agree with that statement.
Oh my God.
Dustin, I
Nikki
want to
cheated
say,
on me with our kids' kindergarten teacher. Okay.
Dustin, I go back to this and it's cheesy. It's so cheesy that I said it in my wedding vows. I said, people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And your ex came into your life for a season, and what a beautiful one it is. You should feel the grief. You should be sad. It's a breakup is very filled with grief, and you can't move past it until you really deeply feel it. So don't let anybody take that away from you because you can't get past it till you feel it. So feel it. And then you'll get to the point where it's time to kind of rebuild and move onward with that knowledge from that season, if that makes sense.
Absolutely does. Thank you, Nikki.
Yeah.
Aw. I want to say something about the job.
Okay, because I
Dustin,
honestly I need help with this one, Malone. I don't know what
Right?
to say to somebody
you
in
know
that
what?
position. I
Sometimes,
don't.
we don't have control over stuff like this. So it's just
Oh,
good
I
to be
just thought of something to say when you're
present.
done.
It's good to be present, Dustin, and not try to project of what, try to figure out what's going to happen. Worry is pointless, worrying. So just stay present. I always say, I've gotten fired and let go of so many jobs. And when I look back on that, I'm like, oh my God, that's so great. It's exciting. Like there's no clear message from the universe that you're meant to do something else if you get fired or if you get laid off or whatever. Like the universe is just moving you somewhere else. So just
Mm-hmm.
trust in the process, stay present, and that's all I could say to do with the job. Like, it's out of your
Great
hands.
advice. Can I add something?
I mean, do we have a
So,
choice?
No,
uh,
imagine.
Dustin, also too. So if say you can't control what's going to happen, right?
Right.
And so, but what you can prepare yourself for is knowing this: if the
Mm.
worst happens and your position is eliminated, I think it's really important for all of us to remember that uh, we are not what our job is, okay? And it doesn't define you.
I
That's just what you do.
know. Yes.
And so,
For
and it's
sure.
something that, Nikki and I and Malone in this industry and in show business, I have to think about all the time because I can't control if something's going to get canceled or this or that.
That's right.
And I have been on shows that got canceled. I was really good on shows that got canceled. We worked really hard on
Yeah.
shows that got canceled, right? And you need to just say, like, this isn't who I am. This is not my self-worth. This is what I do. Who am I? I am
That's
a
great.
like me, I am a husband and a
Yes.
daddy to Audrey and a friend to Nikki and Malone and I started to have to start defining myself in ways that isn't what my job is.
Mm-hmm.
I find that exercise
Ooh,
really
good
helpful
question.
because
Yeah.
then if the scariest thing
Yeah. I want to
happens,
know, Dustin.
I'm not going to sit there wasting time thinking, how do I contribute to the world? What am I? You know who you are. So can you tell me who you are without being too specific? Like, who are you if you're not what you do?
Well, I think, even despite the breakup, I think I'm a very good boyfriend. I think I'm a very good partner. I'm a very good man. I'm a very good son, friend, all the things that I think we all strive to be. And I think, there's a portion of me that really understands and identifies what you guys are saying, that, a lot of who I identify myself in is through the relationship I used to have and the job that I currently have. And those things aren't necessarily the core of who I am. They're things that, you know, um, they're big things in my life, but they're not everything in my life. And so there's quite a bit more to who I am than just the person I was with and the job that I go to every day.
Yeah.
Love
And
it.
that doesn't mean that it doesn't suck and it won't be
No, for
awful and
sure.
I like
unbelievable.
Dustin.
And
Still
I
hurts.
I want
know,
to date
Dustin.
you.
but I want
Well,
oh my God. But I want you, but Dustin, I like to prepare for the worst case scenario. So I'm ready. And it sounds like if you can repeat that kind of stuff to you, if God forbid it happens, that then, that'll help serve you, I hope. And most importantly, I know you date women, but Malone is open to dating and that things are
I
looking
always
up
like the straight
already.
guys.
If I ever switch boats, Malone.
Aw,
oh,
Dustin, you're wonderful.
yeah. And Dustin, the slut in me wants to say the best way to get over somebody is just to get under them,
Yeah,
under a new person.
yeah, it's
Have you been
true.
doing any of that, Dustin?
I don't want to disclose that while I'm on a public platform, but
Yeah,
Fair,
Good
fair.
yeah,
job.
good
trying to
job.
heal, trying to do things at the right time. So we'll
Okay.
all things in
I
due
really
time.
like Dustin.
I know, Dustin, you're
Yeah.
the real deal.
I
And
like you.
thanks for being so vulnerable and so open and asking, like, really, we can tell when people really want advice, and it's so nice to have
Yeah,
you on the show.
Of course.
Thank you,
Thank you guys
Dustin.
for
thank you,
answering.
Dustin.
We think you're the great and do the Dare Bear salute, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
All right. Yeah, Bear.
Yeah, Belle.
Thank you. That was a great call. See, we should be doing advice too, right? I feel like
Do
I
it
felt like we
all.
all had something to contribute to that conversation.
Yeah, I
Um,
love confessions. I love advice. I love it all. I just love connecting with people.
I love it.
So, I
same.
think there's room for all of it.
Can I toot a tutor real quick?
Oh my God, if you lifted your butt up to the
No, I'm
just
not going to
shot out a
fart. I want to
toot.
no, I want to toot someone's tutor.
Oh,
Um, I One of the best things about my life is that ever since I was little, I have known people who I just think do extraordinary things, right? I'm just constantly wowed by the people in my life. My husband, I'm wowed by what he does when he's at work, like the human he is, but I see like what he knows and his expertise. Malone, I'm wowed by your art, how you're able to
Right?
draw so
I know.
beautifully. I'm wowed by your ability to be an intuitive medium, which, by the way, everyone should be booking your readings. You can do it
thank you.
via Zoom and everything at
Yes, thank
maloneintuitive.com,
you.
right?
Yep.
You should be doing that for a long
Thank
time.
you.
You're so great. We have so many testimonies. Yeah, and it's perfect. Like Drew at work every day. I see her connecting with people in such an authentic way. And people come into that space and they start crying and they want to share. And that's because
Mhm.
her heart is wide open. I
Mhm.
think we all have these superpowers.
Yeah.
And one of my friends has done something so extraordinary with her superpower that I just want to toot a tutor and brag about my friend for a second. I want to
I want
brag
to
about
jump on
Nikki.
this tutor.
Toot away with me. I want to brag. We want to brag about Nikki Boyer, and we've told regular listeners of our old podcast together. But if you're new to this show or you don't know, you need to know. So, can I brag for a second, Nick?
Yes, you're gonna make me cry.
Nikki made a podcast that was so touching and beautiful about her relationship with her friend Molly. It was called Dying for Sex, and it won the Ambi Podcast of the Year, which is the Oscars of podcasts. Like it won the big, uh, it won the big award.
Podcast
I
of the
was just
year.
talking. Yes, I was just talking to my friend Liz Feldman, who created Dead to Me
Oh
and the new
yes.
show
Oh
on
my
Netflix
God.
now with Ray Romano and uh and I don't I want to tell you this, but she told me that she thought your podcast is the best podcast ever.
Oh
She
my
listened
God, I
to
just
it
got the
too.
chills from her.
People,
That's a huge
it's a
compliment.
huge compliment. And it's deserved. And it was so extraordinary. And by the way, if you haven't listened to it, you should go listen to it now because you're going to want to know the story. It is being turned into a mini series on FX Hulu. Like
Yes.
that is as big, critically acclaimed as it gets. Like that is where
Miniseries.
you want to be. Mini
They
series,
still call
right?
them
Yeah.
miniseries?
Well,
miniseries.
yeah, it's a
That's like
limited
very
series.
70s,
Limited
80s.
series.
But I
But at the
love, let's call it
But
that.
at the Emmys, they call it a miniseries. I'm telling you. And the way you're doing it, the team you have assembled, Nikki Boyer is executive producing it. She made this happen.
So successful.
She pushed. I remember when you made the podcast happen, you
Yeah.
were knocking down doors just to make the podcast. And then once that happened, like you started knocking down doors because you knew it could be told in a different way as well. And now you have multiple Academy Award nominee Michelle Williams playing your friend Molly.
I know.
Jenny Slate playing you
I know. God, right. I know.
in an FX Hulu limited series, and they just announced the date, April 4th. It all drops. And I just want to say, I'm amazed by you, Nikki Boyer.
Thank you. My God. Thank you. You know, when you're on the hamster wheel of making things happen, I think sometimes you can lose sight of how you got there and what brought you there. And this journey has been a little hamster wheelie, but I have to say, this last month and this month that we're about to have, I'm going to do my best to be as in my body and as present and as grateful as possible. And to Molly for leaving the story for me to tell, it's changed my life. Her passing has changed how I live my life. And so for all of you that have listened and watched, thank you. And I hope you continue to. And if you haven't, please do listen, because it's not just about a story about sex, it's about life and what you want to do with the time that you have left and how you want to heal from your own wounds. And even like Dustin calling in today, Dustin, go listen to Dying for Sex. If you're in a weird spot in your life and you're like, what the fuck am I doing? Go listen to it, because Molly was faced with the ultimate ending and she pivoted. Like you always say this, Ross, how do we pivot? How do we make things better? While she was dying, she hardcore pivoted. And it's never too late. So thank you, Ross, for saying that about me, and Malone for all the
Nikki,
support
I'm
over
so
these years. I love you guys so much.
I love you, and I'm so proud of you. And I just got to say, Nikki, because I would ask
What?
you along the way, because we've all been a part. Me and Ross have all been. We've been a part of this from
I
the
know,
beginning
the whole
to
time.
now. And then I would always say, Nikki, how are you doing this? Like, how does it work? And you'd go, I don't know. I'm still just figuring it out.
But that, you know what? I think
love
everybody
that.
is. I think everybody is. And the only people who don't, I think so many people who could make extraordinary things don't do it. And I'm speaking for myself too, because we don't know how. We don't know. We
Yes.
think, we put ourselves in our own little box of like, no one wants to hear my story. Nobody wants that. I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. And what you did, Nikki, is just you decided, and maybe it was Molly too. I think it was,
Spirit
you know,
driven.
Yeah.
pushing. Yeah. And you did it. You fucking did it. And
Thank
everyone
you.
can see it.
Yes.
And I would also like to just sing my praises. I've known, and I didn't tell anybody. I
I'm
didn't
really proud of
date, I didn't tell, and I didn't say anything. I didn't do anything until it was okay to do it. I'm really just so proud of you, and I cannot wait to watch every single episode. And I know how good it's going to be. So
you.
I had to brag about my friend. We had to brag about our
Thank
friend.
you.
Molly,
We should make that
okay?
a segment called like brag about or brag or
Just
toot. What is it?
Toot and tutors. Toot and tutors.
I do have one
Tutors.
gripe though about it, about Dying for
Please,
Sex.
gripe. I love a gripe. What?
I think I should have been cast as Nikki. I would have been a great Nikki. Ross could
I
have
just
been.
can't wait. I'm not going to say anything. I just can't wait to see who's playing me. You haven't told me yet.
Yeah, who's playing
And I
me?
can't wait. And who's playing Malone?
Yeah.
I kept that a big secret. You just have to watch to find out. But by the
Oh my
way,
God.
Malone does have one line in the Dying for Sex podcast, and
That's right. That's
it's an
right.
Easter egg. I think I want to make a challenge for anybody who hasn't listened to find that line and report back next week, because he has one line in the podcast.
Remember the company listening, the editor listening to it.
Actually,
Well,
I should play the versions of the 25
You
versions
should.
you sent me of the one line, so we can all
Maybe
laugh.
next week we could do that when we're back at our regular time,
Yes.
Mondays at 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 Eastern. Until then, everybody, please follow all of us on social media. I'm Hello Ross. Malone it's Mr. Malone. Nikki is at Nikki Boyer, NIKKI BOYER. J-Rod, our dedicated producer, who's been, if you come into the Zoom, he's the one you talk to. He is Josh_Rodriguez_ and Sergio, who's running all the controls and has been so instrumental in
Wonderful.
getting this up on its feet. Sergio is Showtime. Is it Chamaco or Chamaco? Chamaco. Showtime, CHAMACO. I'll get that right. So Showtime Chamaco.
I wish it was like Showtime Chimichanga.
That's his dog's name, Chimichanga. That is his dog's name.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Did I make that up,
maybe that was
Sergio?
a
That's your
psychic
dog's
hit.
name.
No, that's correct.
That's correct. His dog's name. Yeah,
Psychic
chimichanga.
hit.
I love a chimichanga too. How long has it been since you had a deep fried
Oh, doesn't that sound
chimichanga?
good?
Oh
that
my
sounds really good.
God.
A
The show is, of
chimichanga.
course, Hello Ross Pod. If you want to email us a confession or you need advice, the email is thehowdareyoushow@gmail.com. The website is thehowdareyoushow.com. Our phone number is 360-399-6289.
Call
Listen,
now.
use
No,
us
not
as a resource. We
Yes.
love you. Dare Bears, put them up. Until next week.
Time.
Dare Bear.
Bye.